was this guy that I had fallen in love with in the UK, but we both knew that it wouldn't last because I lived in Australia and he lived in the UK. But I remember on the very last night that we had together, I was catching like an early morning train. And so we spent the whole night just like walking around London, crying the whole time, writing poetry on our phones to each other, which I still have in my notes app to this day. And what I remember most is that he didn't know how to ride a bicycle. And I had really loved in London riding the bikes around everywhere because like what a great way to get around. And so at like 3 a.m. morning, we were so sleep deprived and I taught him how to ride a bike. And then we rode our bikes to St. Pancras Station and he played the piano for me, the piano that was like in the station, and it was beautiful. And then an hour later, I was on a train to Gatwick. And I was thinking about that when I was watching this show tonight, which was called Heartbreak Hotel. And it's this show from a Kiwi theatre company talking about how do we heal from heartbreak? And it kind of mixes in like actual like scientific, I assume it's scientific research on how heartbreak works with like synthy covers of songs about love. And it's just like I'm not actively dealing with heartbreak right now, but I almost wish I had to experience the way that that show held us. I think its central argument and kind of like what it was saying that the science says is that to heal from grief, you need to feel small, you need to feel awe and sort of like part of the world so you can move on. And I think it'd be very easy in a work like that to end it in this like optimistic, everything will be fine way, or like this devastating thing that stays with you. But it ended with just like this moment of like looking up at the stars and then looking out as the sun rose another day through the most stunning fucking lighting design, can I say? The way the lighting was set up, it kind of almost felt like watching like a Charlie XCX gig. And I think there's something about like theater appropriating the aesthetics of music to sort of to make us feel and engage differently with this art form, because this really felt like a show that was actively doing something, that was actively trying to help you process grief and heartbreak. Throughout it, you kind of watch snippets of the, I assume, what felt like a real relationship that the performer had, but like it could have been fake, I don't know. And like it just brought to mind that some of like the saddest things about healing is like having to decide that you want to heal, because there's something comforting about like when you're grieving, you want to hold on and stay in that grief, because to decide to heal means to decide to like let go of the hope that things will ever change. Deciding to heal is really fucking sad. It's just like a beautiful, tender little show that kind of knows how to warm its way into your heart. I think if you're trying to work through some grief, there's not going to be any other show that does that as perfectly as this for you. And if you are going through heartbreak, good luck.